where interaction of pollen and pistil leads to the formation of a diploid zygote and a triploid primary endosperm nucleus. Subsequently, the embryo development leads to the formation of seeds. However, there is a vast difference between the sexual reproduction in plants and humans. So students, in this chapter, we will have a detailed insight of human reproduction. We know that humans are viviparous, and I'm sure you might have heard about this term viviparous, right? So what is it? Well, it means that humans give birth to young ones. Here, let me tell you that reproduction in humans is a series of events, including gametogenesis, which means formation of the gametes, insemination, that is, transfer of sperms to the female genital organ, fertilization, that is, fusion of male and female gametes, implantation, which means attachment of embryo with the uterine wall, gestation, that is, development of the fetus, and lastly, parturition, which means delivery of the baby. So, what are the male and female gametes in humans called? Well, the male gamete is called the sperm and the female gamete is called an ovum. You have already learned that the reproductive events in humans occur after puberty. There are remarkable differences between the reproductive events in the male and in the female. For example, sperm formation continues even in old men, but the formation of ovum ceases in women around the age of 50 years. Do you know there are many structural and physiological differences between the male and the female reproductive system? Well, yes, we will get to understand this in detail. So students, in this module, we will discuss the male reproductive system along with the function of different organs of the male reproductive system. Primarily, the male reproductive system consists of a pair of testes, accessory ducts, glands, and the external genitalia. So, the first question which arises here is that, where are these organs located in the male body? Well, the testes are present in the scrotum, outside the abdominal cavity. It acts as a climate control system for the testes. Yes, the fact behind this is that the scrotum helps in maintaining the temperature, which is 2 to 3 degrees lower than the internal body temperature. And this temperature is required for spermatogenesis, which is nothing but the formation of sperms. Now let us understand the structures of all the organs in detail. Firstly, let us discuss about the testes. Now, here comes the obvious question. What are testes? Well, testes are oval-shaped organs which are about 4 to 5 centimeter long and 2 to 3 centimeter wide. It consists of numerous compartments called the testicular lobules. There are approximately 300 lobular compartments in each testis. These compartments further consist of very tiny tubes known as the seminiferous tubules. Although it sounds simple, but the seminiferous tubule is a network of connective tissues which produce sperm cells through the process of spermatogenesis. And as discussed earlier, spermatogenesis is the term used for the formation of sperms. Seminiferous tubules are lined by germ cells and Sertoli cells towards the inside, and these two cells play an important role in the production of healthy sperms in males. So, we infer that the process of gametogenesis in males takes place in the testes. Do you know that the space outside the tubules also has some vital functions, that is, interstitial space consisting of interstitial cells and Leydig cells which secrete the androgen, that is, the male hormone. Not only the primary male organs, but the male reproductive system also has some accessory organs for proper functioning. The accessory organs of the male reproductive system are epididymis, rete testes, vasa efferentia, vas deferens, and the external genitalia, penis. Now let us discuss the accessory organs of the male reproductive system one by one. Firstly, we have the epididymis. It is a long coiled tube that is present at the back side of each testicle. Its main function is the storage of the sperm cells that are produced in the testes. It also helps in the maturation of the sperm, since the sperm that emerge from the testes are immature and incapable of fertilization. The second accessory organ is the rete testes. It connects the seminiferous tubules to the ducts and functions in the translocation of sperms. Do you know the cilia and microvilli present inside the rete testes help in the movement of the spermatozoa along the tube, as they are immobile until they reach the epididymis. Next we have is the vasa efferentia. It is a duct-like structure which acts as a connecting link between the testes and the epididymis. Because it makes the pathway for the sperm mixed with the semen from rete testes to the epididymis. Also, it helps in the concentration of the sperms by reabsorbing the luminal fluid. Next is the vas deferens. It is a pair of tubes in the male reproductive system which carries the sperm from the epididymis to the ejaculatory duct. One duct each carries the sperm from each of the testes. And lastly, we have the external genitalia. The external genitalia or penis has an enlarged end called the glans penis, which is covered by foreskin. This organ has some specialized tissue that facilitates insemination, which means that the ejaculation of sperms through the urethral fetus. Do you remember in the beginning we studied about this term insemination? Yes, insemination is one of the important steps in human reproduction, and it is a coordinated process of the male reproductive system. Lastly, we have the glands of the male reproductive system. So, if all the male reproductive organs are working together for the production of sperms, so what is the need for these extra glands? Think about it. Yes, these glands are required for smooth movement and the nourishment of the sperms. These glands are as follows: seminal vesicles, prostrate gland, bulbourethral gland. Let us discuss these glands one by one. First is the seminal vesicle. These are sac-like structures attached to the vas deferens. They produce a sugar-rich fluid, fructose, which acts as a source of energy for the moving sperms. Second is the prostrate gland. Well, it is located below the urinary bladder in front of the rectum. Its secretion helps the sperms with additional fluids as well as their nourishment. And lastly, the third gland, which is the bulbourethral gland. Do you know that these glands are also known as corpus glands? Yes, these glands are located on the sides of the urethra. It produces a fluid that helps to lubricate the urethra and to neutralize any acidity that may be present due to the residual drops of urine in the urethra. Well, you will be surprised to know that the sperm is the smallest cell in the human body, but also one of the most complex. And a healthy testes can produce around 500 million sperm cells daily. So, students, in this module, we got to know about the male reproductive system. And in the next module, we will understand some interesting facts and features about the female reproductive system.